He's been given the name of names. Jesus, his name is Jesus. He's been given the name of names. Jesus, his name is Jesus. He's been given the name of names.
Okay, thank you very much. Um,
Jesus,
right now, I'm sharing a document here with you. Share the concept to discuss about today, and this is the concept. This is the basic English concept lesson one that I want us to look at today. Can you see that?
Yes.
Okay, very good. So, in any language, every language comprises of alphabet, and for English, there are 26 alphabets as you have known. A to Z, like your A, B, C to Z for uppercase and lowercase letters. And that is the rudiment of every language. Even if you're going to learn Spanish or French or any other language today, you have to start from the alphabet, which is from the scratch. And the basic thing about the alphabet is that we should be able to differentiate between the consonants and the vowel, letters. Then later we can now talk about the sounds. So the letters that are consonants are just the A, E, I, O, U. I want you to be, you should be familiar with that for now. Are you familiar with that? A, E, I, O, and U. Are you familiar with that?
Yes, which is I or something like that.
Very good, very good. So, and the next thing we have to look at is to be able to speak any language fluently, you must be able to pronounce the sounds of the alphabet correctly. You must be able to pronounce it correctly, and that is what will lead you into the speech of every form of the words, the sentences, and so on. So let's look at how the English language alphabet sounds. Now, look at the first one. We have the uppercase and the lowercase. The first alphabet is pronounced A, He, A, as in hey. Then B for B, B-I, B. It's letter B, but we pronounce B. Then letter C
B.
letter C sound K, but to pronounce letter C is C as in F, as in you pronounce F. So the same thing for letter D, D. Then he, as in I is sound, but G is the alphabet. So the sound is E. Then to write the sound for F, like you're writing E and F together, so F, F. Then for G, when you see G in words, it actually sounds as in good, but the pronunciation of the alphabet itself is G. Then for H, we have H, H. That Ch sound, that is like CH sound, that Ch sound is C and long S. So A, E, Ch, Then high is the sound of I, in some cases we have E sounding as E as in ink. But this case, to pronounce the alphabet itself is A, E, that is I. Then for J, we have J. So we're going to move to the next page now. So for J, we have J. For K, we have K. And for L, we have L. M, then N, and then Ho. That is where the diphthong comes in. Ho, ho, ho. Now for P, as in like pie, P, and long E. Then Q, Q, like K and J, U, long U, so Q. Then R, then head and S. I just want to rush through that before we can move into the words so that you can see how to correctly pronounce those words. Then letter T, we have T, then U. U, it's actually U, but Jew, that's the pronunciation, Jew. As if you're calling letter J, Jew. Then V, then double, double G, that is the sound. Double G. So, and when you ask, you want to spell a particular word, let's assume the word is like accident, which consists of two C, accident, ACCIDENT. So you don't say a double C because there is no double letter in English alphabet apart from double U, double U. That is the double U. Then X, X, EKS, X. Then Y is that simple. Writing W, A, high, Y. Then Z, Z. So in some dialects we say Z, Z is Z,
Yes.
not Z, Z. So that is it. Those are the 25 alphabets and how to actually pronounce them. So now let's look at formation of some words and their sounds. The pronunciation of words are obvious. Some of them, the pronunciation are obvious from the spelling, while others are not. So a few words that we're going to easily look at right now are the number one is the, that is THE when you see it in a sentence. That is the, or you call it D, either the or D. D, this sigma sign stands for D. Then B, then two, like as in long two. Then half, those are the transcriptions there. Then we have can, can, like you're pronouncing hand. Then we have a, as in singular object, hey. Then we have he, we have that, that. Then the next page we have have, H-A-V. So if you have to transcribe it, you have to pronounce the word just have, H-A-V. Then we have he, no. Okay, this should be high. Not so I'll try to correct that. Then heat, number 11, heat, high T, heat. Then F-O-R, which is fall, or fall. So not for, but fall, like long fall. Then nut, that is short hall sounding, nut. Then hunt, that is short hall sounding, hunt. Then with. Now this is another one, with, not with, but with. As if you want to pronounce it, the, with. Then he is H-E, but the sound is he, and he, long he. Then you. Okay, no, for you we have has. It's as, but the pronunciation is as in, as in has. Then Jew, this is Jew, but it's letter Y, which is E, but it's pronounced Jew. Then like do, D-O, but to pronounce it of do, like you're pronouncing letter U, Jew. Then we have hat, K-T, hat. So you can just pronounce it as hat or hat, hat. So things like that. Then the next page there says this, but his. Now this is another one, H-I-S-E. H-I-S-E. We have his, as if you're pronouncing letter Z. Then we have by, from. Then we have they. So those are the simple words that we have looked at. Let's look at them from the beginning, and probably I will have to pronounce a few ones among them, after me. Like the first one is the. Can I hear the sound the?
Yeah.
The, very good. Or you call it the, or the. Then the second one, B. Can I hear the sound B?
E.
Now, this one is to, T-O, but we call it two, then ho, and so on. So let's move up to another level. Now here we have we, then say, like SEI, say, A-E, that is say. Then ha, not her, but ha, ha. Or you say her, ha or her. Then this is she. The sound sh is the long S. Sound sh is the long S, while the he, he, is the short, the I and the column. That is she. Then we have her, her. Then we have hand, simply pronounce hand or hand. Then we have wheel, wheel. When you're pronouncing wheel, you don't have to pronounce L twice. You don't have to pronounce L twice. All you pronounce is wheel. Then my, then one, then Paul, Paul, Paul. So it's long haul there, Paul. Then the next page we have wood. Yeah, wood. The L will not come out. Wood. I would rather have it said this way. Wood. Then there, there, there. The R will not come out in there, there. Then there. Now, how do we differentiate between there and there? The difference, the sounds are the same, but difference in the pronunciation is there and there. So, then what, and so, and hop, hop, short hop and p, hop. Then out, like ha, hu, out. Then hif, then short e and f. That's if. Then about, not about, but about. 12 hours ago. We have the next one here. You won't pronounce the W, which is woo, who. Then get. Then this is which. Now let us differentiate between ch sound and sh sound. The ch sound is T long S, but the sh sound is just long S, while the sound is letter S. Let me repeat that. The ch sound is T long S, then the sh sound is ordinary long S, while the sound is just letter S. Then the next one is go. Yeah. The next word they have me, M-E-V, but it sounds he, me, Then when, make. Now this make, e-ik, make. Then we have can, like he, can. Then we have like. It should be like next word, which is L-I-K-E, like. Then we have time. Then no. That's as if you're pronouncing you at the end, no. Then we have just. Now here comes our letter J again. The sound of letter J is which is just, and the symbol is DC. Then we have him. No, take. People, not pupil. People, not pupil. People. So that is people. Can I hear the sound people? People. Then the next page you have into. Yeah, into. Then we have year. Year as in year. Yeah, every year. No, not year, but year. Every year. Then we have jaw. Then we have good. Good. Then we have some. We have could. Then again, the hell is not coming out cool. Then we have them. Then we have see. Letter S and long E. C. Then we have the, the, the. Then we have than, we have than. Then we have then, then now, and look. So the next page you have only. Then we have come. We have like come as in come. We have it, just eat. Then we have over. It's over, but over, ha as in ha, over. Then think, not think, but think, not think, but think. Can I hear think?
Think.
Very good.
Think.
Then very good. Then we have also. That L is pronounced also. Then back. Then long half. Then shoes, not use, but shoes. Then we have two. Power. So the next page here. Again, I'm going to 100 here, so we stop at 100. We have work, hair, long hair, work. Then the first, we don't pronounce the R, it should be first, not. In fact, even the S, just first, but at times you might pronounce the T, which is first. Not first, but first or first. Then we have well, we have way, he, way. Then we have even. This first A should not be there, which is even, high, short I, then Then we have new. That J is coming because of the Q sound, new. Then we have want. We have because. Then henny. Then we have these. Then we have give, just give. Then day. And most of us, most. And finally there we have pass. So that will be that on the first part of the lesson. Then we're still going to continue, but do you get that clearly?
Yeah. Yes.
Thank you very much. So the next page here, the pronunciation of words in English is not always straightforward. Unlike some languages, such as French or Spanish, there is not always a direct relationship between the spelling of words and how they are said aloud. In technical terms, there is always a consistent relationship between the graphemes, which is the basically writing units, like the syllables, and the phonemes, that is the sound. So the way the words are written and the way the sound goes work side by side in English. Then there are a couple of reasons for this. The English language is a wondrous, hodgepodge of loan words or words borrowed from other languages, maybe from Latin or from any language. They will say, okay, the root word is Latin or this. Then all of which follow their own conventions for pronunciation. And English spelling was not standardized until relatively recently in its history. Like if you're a Christian, if you get the Bible, you have King James version, you say give it, but now it's no longer give it, but gave, from wherever the word comes from in its own history. So for native English speakers and English language learners alike, there are words that are quite hard to pronounce. That is what will lead us to the next aspect of this today. So for example, during is the word during. It's pronounced during. as if you are pronouncing letter J. Jarring, not jarring, but jarring. Now, some people will pronounce this word as accessory, but actually, the two C's in accessory is part of what makes this word tricky. People often tempted to replace the C with a single sound S. However, each of these C letters represents different sounds. A hard C and a soft C. Do you get that?
Yes.
Yes, a hard C and a soft C. With that in mind, accessory is pronounced as accessory. Accessory, not accessory, but accessory. Can I hear the sound accessory?
Accessory.
Yeah, the same thing go with accident, not accident, but accident. So now the next word there, this word is so hard to pronounce that it was even featured as a joke in a popular Pixar film, Finding Nemo. There are two elements that make so there are two elements that make the word tricky. The preponderance of M and N. M and N sounds. The kune. I would have pronounced this word anemone. Are you hearing me?
Yeah.
I would have pronounced it anemone, but it actually comes with kune. So ending that looks like it should be pronounced like number one, like horn. So that said, this word does not have a particular reading to it that can help you pronounce it correctly, but this is just honemone. Instead of honeymoon, it becomes honemone. Are you getting that?
Yeah.
Honemone. Now, we have another word which starts with CH. A word that starts with CH is like chair, which comes with the sound CH. So it's tempting to pronounce the CH, inquire with the CH sound, but that will be incorrect. The word is actually choir. An antique, sadly obsolete spelling of this word is choir. That's the way they used to spell it before it changed to CHOIR. It used to be QUIRE, which is a clearer representation of how it should be pronounced, choir. So is that taken?
Yeah.
Now, if you try to pronounce this next word, you'll pronounce it as colonel or colonel. Colonel or colonel. But the word colonel came to English through French, where it was spelled coronel. For historical reasons, which you can read about in some other places, the R was eventually replaced with an L. Keeping this in mind, colonel is still pronounced cornel, not colonel, but cornel, because of the R that was in the history of it. So it's cornel, not colonel. But the spelling is colonel, while the pronunciation is cornel. Is that taken?
Yeah.
Another word that has been adopted into English from French, complicating pronunciation, is coup. I would have pronounced coup, but in French, the letters OUP at the end of a word is pronounced coup, not coup. Like when I say merci beaucoup is actually COUP, as in the French way of saying thanks. Thank you, merci beaucoup. Now, merci beaucoup, it actually ends with P, but they pronounce coup instead of coup. So now, coup becomes coup, as in care or hope. So, and this is another word that looks like.
Please excuse me.
Yes.
Is the P silent here?
Yes, it's
P.
silent. It's coup. Okay. You get that?
Yeah, I understood.
Very good. So, this other word, epitome, I would have pronounced epitome, but it's actually epitome. epitome. Epitome, because it's like the word honeymoon that we look at, epitome. These are some tricky words. Like this one too. It's pronounced espresso, espresso, espresso. Then the word February, February, February. Some people say February, but it's actually February, February. So February. That's why some people, when they are fasting, say February, February. Then we have hyperbole, hyperbole. So hyperbole is pronounced hyperbole, hyperbole, hyperbole. So isthmus. This isthmus, ISTH. Like I said, I'm going to make the video available by the grace of God either today or within 24 hours. Is that taken? Okay, thank you. So isthmus, the TH is silent in here. It now become you pronounce it as isthmus, isthmus, isthmus. So another word that you can be familiar with is asthma. Instead of pronouncing asthma, it's asthma, 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 asthma. So then the next word, dural, is the word we're looking at is dural, 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 dural. So the R sound in English can be particularly tricky. It can be hard to get your mouth around it. The word dural is pronounced jura, 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 like jura, jura. So jura. Pronouncing R sounds in English simply takes practice. So relaxing your jaw and reciting tongue twisters like round and round, the rugged rocks, the rag, round, to pronounce R and R. So jura, jura. Then another word is like library, library, library. Some people say library, but it's library, library. So that is the sound of the word library. Now, here's another word. If I pronounce TH, I pronounce ch as in chair. I pronounce like chief, maybe chief, Obafemi Awolowo, But in this word, a CH sound, the CH sound is that is mischievous, 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 or mischievous. So, but there aren't words that simply have three syllables long with any of the E sound. So instead of what we have is another word where you may be tempted to add an unnecessary syllable or two is mischievous, mischievous. So the E and I and OUS ending often make people think that there are EE sounds like he, ears, maybe mischievous. It's actually not mischievous. It is mischievous, not mischievous. So mischievous, not mischievous, but mischievous. So that is what. Now, murderer. Yes, murderer. As we noted earlier, the R sound can be tricky. That's what makes murderer. With its three round R's, particularly difficult to pronounce. The word is pronounced murderer, murderer, murderer. So, this class will be coming to an end shortly, and I will need to send another link whereby we'll look at another aspect for another 30 minutes. So these are other words here like nuclear, nuclear, nuclear. Then this onomatopoeia, onomatopoeia, yeah, onomatopoeia. That's the word, onomatopoeia, onomatopoeia, onomatopoeia. Then this word is remuneration, 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 remuneration. And the next word there is like you call it rural, not rural, but rural. Can I hear the sound Rural.
Rural.
Very good. Rural. So, and this one, Caesars. Caesars. Caesars is pronounced Caesars. Caesars, as in Caesars. 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 Yes. Then we have this one, specific. 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 Then we have this one, squirrel. 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 Then we have supposedly. 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 Not supposedly, but supposedly. Supposedly. Then, not synecdoche. Not synecdoche. Not synecdoche, but synecdoche. 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 Not but key. The CHE that ends it is not synecdoche. Then we have other words there. This is Worcestershire. 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 So Worcestershire is actually Worcestershire, but Worcestershire. This is vocabulary. 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 So with that, we come to the end of this aspect. So expect the link any moment from now so that you can look at other aspects of English concepts. Thank you very much. You enjoyed this class?
Yes.
Okay, thank you very much. So expect some.
And music is very